Hello and welcome to Moving Iron Podcast. This edition of the Moving Iron Podcast is brought to you by these great sponsors. Axon started out of a passion for keeping agriculture moving. Imagine having 100 years of tire and wheel knowledge in your back pocket the next time you sell a piece of ag equipment. To find more or become an Axon dealer, please visit axontire.com. This podcast is also brought to you by Valley Transportation. Valley Transportation has been hauling ag and construction equipment across the country for the past 33 years. Call Parker at 800-657-4910 or go to valleytransinc.com for all your trucking needs. At Valley Transportation, our goal is to help you reach yours. This podcast is also brought to you by Ag Direct. No matter how you buy your ag equipment, from a dealer, auction, or a private party, Ag Direct can help you finance it. You can even apply online at agdirect.com. Learn more about your financing options at agdirect.com.
Moving higher in the 21st century. Hard-working people working hard for you and me. Moving higher, time and time again. Through the years you'll find us here. Moving higher.
Hello and welcome to Moving Iron Podcast Markets with Tony LaPorta. Tony is nice enough to come on and talk about what's going on in the marketplace, and he reached out to me yesterday about what was going on with these prices and the way things we're seeing. And you know, Tony's been doing this for a long time, and he's been trading his own money for a long time, so he's seen these ebbs and these flows and jumping in and jumping out at the right time. So, Tony, how you doing, man?
I'm very, very well, thank you. How are you, Casey? Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too, man. All right. So let's talk about this a little bit. So we've seen some, obviously volatility is not anything new. We've seen a lot of volatility over the last year, but this week especially, we've seen, you know, soybeans go from down 20 to up 32 and back down to 15, and everything else in the soybean market right now is kind of the craze. So I guess as you're looking at this, you mentioned to me, you know, the markets can trade at what they want to because they can, and that was an interesting point that you made. So talk about that a little bit.
And this is something I learned a long time ago from a gentleman who came into the markets before me, and he always said that the markets can go as low as they want because they can. The markets can go as high as they want because they can. And if you think about it for a second, you know, a market could go as low as it wants because it can. Think about what crude oil did last year. It traded to negative $40. Now, even I would have bet the ranch that it could never do that, but it did it because it can. And why did it trade that low? When the psychological side of a market takes over, a market can trade wherever it wants. So if you think I'm crazy, you know, I even think I'm crazy, but if you think I'm crazy when I say soybeans can trade $20 a bushel, why? Because they can. You know, soybeans can trade $25 a bushel. Why? Because they can. We still don't know, you know, what's in store for us, but we have had 2 years of manic everything, weather, you know, throw COVID in. I mean, people are, you know, if the psychological side of trading ever takes over for these grain markets, and, you know, and the funds are big buyers at the moment, and the funds, they have deep pockets, you know, and I don't think they have enough in. So if some people get some shorts on board and they're the wrong way, you just have to be careful because, you know, I still don't know. I've done a lot of work in the past with soybeans, and when we see a spike like we're seeing right now, they usually top out in May, June, July, something like that, August sometimes. So, you know, people are asking me at the moment, what's your target in the soybeans? And I'm telling them, I don't have a price, but I have time. And the target is May, June. I'll let you know when we get closer, but we're not even close.
Right. As you look at,
and that's really
go ahead.
But that's really all I have. I just want to let people know that, you know, don't think that corn can't trade $8. Don't think that corn can't trade $10. Don't think that soybeans can't trade $25. They can. And if you're a farmer and you're short, and what do you do when you get a margin call?
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden everyone's getting margin calls, and $20 beans turn into $25 beans, and you can all think I'm crazy and everyone could laugh, but it's only February.
Right.
and I listened to our good friend Sean's podcast yesterday, and I don't want to be short anything.
Right. No, I agree.
That's all I have.
Right. So one quick question is kind of a follow-up to that. Soybeans obviously are being largely driven by what we see in the crush market right now and what that looks like. Is that where you think some of this pressure that you're talking about is coming from? I mean, upward pressure anyway that you're talking about is coming from? Is that you see that being a long-term driver?
That has a lot to do with it. Plus, I'm reading now that who is it, Argentina or Peru, one of them, they're going to need to import soybeans because they don't have enough. It's just, we think about the crazy weather we've had. And one of the first times we ever did a podcast together, what was my favorite saying? What's the price of uncertainty?
Right.
And we still have, and I mean, we have tanks on the Ukrainian border. What's the price of uncertainty? I'll let you know in June.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's a good point. Good point, man. So, all right, Tony, well, that's good information. If folks want to reach out to you and get more information about what it is you're doing and check out what you've got going there, what's the best way to do that?
I've got a service that I put out and a chat room that we're in. But just send me an email, Tony@TonyLaPorta.com. And if you have a question or something, put it in the email with your phone number and I'll call.
Right on. Well, thanks for being on the podcast, Tony.
Yeah, thanks, Casey. Nice to see you again. Good weekend.
You too. Thanks, buddy.
Axon Tire is going to have more tips, tricks, and client advice throughout the year and in September at the Moving Iron Summit in Nashville. If you're looking to sign up for the event, please head over to MovingIronLLC.com. We hope to see you there. Valley Transportation has been hauling ag and construction equipment across the country for the past 33 years. Call Parker at 800-657-4910 or go to valleytransitinc.com for all of your trucking needs. At Valley Transportation, our goal is to help you reach yours. And no matter how you buy ag equipment from a dealer, auction, or a private party, AgDirect can help you finance it. You can even apply online at agdirect.com. Learn more about your financing options at agdirect.com.
Moving higher in the 21st century. Hard-working people working hard for you and me. Moving higher, time and time again. Through the years you'll find us here. Moving higher.